Hello beautiful people, so today I'm going to get straight into this everyday makeup look. So as you can see, I'm starting off with a bare face. I am quite tanned, but I am slowly getting back to my natural shade. But I'm first filling in my brows, which is like the first thing that I must do because it frames my face. And so I'm using the MUA brow pencil in Brunette, literally £1, like the cheapest thing you could ever come across, and it works wonders for me. So as you can see, I'm just filling that in, and I'm going to clean the bottom of my brows with a bit of concealer. I've been seeing some crazy pictures on Instagram of people using really light concealers, so that's kind of made me scared because I don't want to be that person that uses the extra light concealer. But this one I'm using is the Benefit Boing Concealer in the shade 05 Deep. And so onto eyes, I actually prefer to do my eyes first, and I'm priming them with the KIKO Eye Base Primer. And then I'm going to my all-time favorite palette, which is the Meet Matte Nude palette, and I'm taking the shade Matte Garcia and a Delium Tools blending brush, and I'm just blending that into my crease. And then I'm taking the Sleek matte palette. This one is volume 2, and I'm taking this kind of rustic brownish red type of shade. I can't really describe it, but I'm just also blending that into my crease. Probably one of my favorite colors to use as like an everyday eye look. And then I'm taking my Urban Decay Naked 3 palette and the shade Factor, and I'm just going to apply that all over my lid. It's a really pretty shade, and it's a really great everyday color because it's like not too in your face, but it's just a really subtle kind of sheen to the lids. So once that's done, I go back in with my blending brush and just blend my crease. And then I decided to go a little bit darker. I'm not completely sure why I did this, because I ended up putting a bit too much product than I anticipated. But I took the darker shade, I think this is called Black Heart, and I took a Real Techniques blending brush and I just applied that to my outer corner. I ended up applying a bit too much, but it works out okay. So I went and did that, and then did one last blend just to make sure everything kind of blends seamlessly together. And then I attempted to do my liquid liner on camera, but it was literally so impossible because I get really close to the mirror, so it just was not working out. So I ended up doing that off camera, as well as applying some false lashes. These lashes, what are these called? I can't remember what they're called, but I will leave them in the description box down below. They are very cheap and inexpensive, and they look quite natural as well. But obviously lashes is not for everyone on an everyday basis, but I feel like these look pretty decent for everyday wear. So I'm just going to let the glue dry and then go over to my face makeup. So I'm taking the Benefit Porefessional, which is like a really good cult favorite primer. I actually do prefer the Smashbox one, but I'm using the Benefit one today. And then I am using a new concealer which I just hauled. If you haven't seen my haul, make sure to check it out. I will leave it in the description box down below. This is the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in the shade NW40, and I just applied that under my eyes with my ring finger. So far I really like it. A little goes a long way. Like, I pumped the tiniest amount on my finger and it was still too much. So still need to figure that out, but it's a really nice concealer so far. And the shade seems pretty good. Like I said, I am quite dark, or at least in this video. This was filmed like 2 weeks ago, but I am quite dark in this video, so it looks lighter than what it will be when I'm actually back to my actual shade. And then for foundation, I use the L'Oreal True Match foundation in the shade N8, I think it's called. This shade was even too light for my skin tone in this video because, like I said, I've gone quite dark, and it's quite an orange foundation, but I still made it work. This is a really good drugstore foundation. Like, it's literally like $9.99 from Boots or Superdrug, and it works amazingly, and they have a great color selection. So I'm just buffing that into my skin with the Real Techniques buffing brush. And then I took the NYX Set It Don't Fret It matte finishing powder. I rarely ever do the whole baking, like it's just too long and I just can't bother to do that. But I just use a Real Techniques, I'm not sure what the name of this brush is called, but it's like a dome brush, and I just use that to set my under eye concealer. And then I set my face with the e.l.f. Mist and Set. I can't remember what it's called. I'll leave it in the description box down below. I actually forgot to set my face, so I'm not sure why I did that, but we can just continue with this video. And now onto lips. I'm using this new lip product, which I showed in one of my hauls. It's the Illamasqua Slick Stick Slip Lip Crayon. I believe this is in the shade Pride, and I really liked it. It was really creamy and easy to use, and it didn't just drag on my lips, which is what a lot of lip pencils do. And then I used the Illamasqua lipstick in the shade Shard, which was a lot darker in the tube. Then once I put it on my lips, it was like a purple. So I'm okay with that. I actually do really like it, so it worked out okay, but I was expecting it to be slightly darker, like how it was in the tube, but it still worked out pretty amazing as well, so I just made it work. And then for blush, I'm using another new product. I'm using a lot of new products in this video, but this is the MAC powder blush in the shade Burnt Pepper. I really like this. It looks so good on my skin tone, and I only needed like a little bit for it to like really show up on my skin, and it was really pretty color. I definitely thought this is going to be like my everyday kind of blush. And then last but not least, I had to use a highlighter, and this is the MAC Mineralize Skin Finish, and this is the first time me using it, and this is in the shade Gold Deposit. Again, really loved it, and a little went a long way with this. So overall, I really like how my makeup turned out. I think this is a really great everyday look. For some it might be a bit too much, but for others it's just about right. It just kind of depends on how much makeup you like to wear on the everyday basis, but I like this look, so I hope you guys do too. My Instagram is in the corner, as you can see, as well as my Snapchat. I hope you all have an amazing day. Don't forget to leave some video requests down below, and I will see you kings and queens in my next video. Bye guys.